Well, we've got some interesting Marvel Comics news today because we're going to see the return of the Ultimate Universe. And it looks like, once again, the Illuminati could have to reunite to take on the Maker and Miles Morales. Let's break down the whole story and talk about the Marvel 1610 coming back to life. Well, the team over at Marvel Comics had some pretty big announcements today involving the old Ultimate Universe. Now, this June, Marvel Comics is teaming up Jonathan Hickman along with artist Bryan Hitch for an event called Ultimate Invasion. This is going to be a 4-issue saga that presents a surprisingly new chapter for Ultimate Comics and some big changes for classic Marvel heroes. Now, and if you're unfamiliar with the Ultimate Universe, it was launched over 20 years ago and was a more contemporary and modernized take on classic Marvel characters and storylines. The content itself was way more action-focused, quite a bit edgier and more adult-oriented, and for a while was some of Marvel's most talked about stories of the early 21st century. Now, the whole universe was destroyed in 2015's Secret Wars, but if you're a fan of comic books, you know nobody and nothing stays dead forever. It appears the Ultimate Universe is being queued up to make some sort of grand return. At least that universe's Reed Richards, known as the Maker, seems to think so. But somehow, Miles Morales fits in at the center of this, and it's going to make an interesting story because those are two of the characters that actually are originally from the 1610 universe. Now, when talking about the upcoming event, Jonathan Hickman really did have some interesting things to say. During the announcement, he stated, "Revisiting the idea of Ultimate Comics couldn't be replicating or revisiting what Bryan did in the original Ultimates, creating a streamlined, modernized version that would eventually become the spine of the MCU. And it certainly couldn't be what I did, which was the final chapter of the pre-existing universe. We also thought the very idea of Ultimate Comics needed to be inverted from what the original universe was. We wanted this to be something that could really only exist in the comic space. A new way of thinking about and enjoying a new version of the Marvel Universe." So it sounds like whatever Hickman is putting together here is going to be doubling down on the comic aspect of all this and telling us a story that really feels like it has to be grounded in the books. Now, he didn't really give a lot of clues on exactly what they're going to do, but it's clear it's going to be something very different than what we saw at the beginning or the end of that particular universe. Now, artist Bryan Hitch actually added, "It's been more than 20 years since I started work on the Ultimates, a project that would have a big impact on my own career and beyond. So when Marvel came to me with an idea of revisiting the Ultimate Universe with the man who so brilliantly and spectacularly destroyed the last one, I was both feet in." Now, based on both of their statements, it does create an interesting situation, because it does completely suggest to me that Marvel Studios is looking to bring back not just the Ultimate Marvel Universe, but the Ultimate Marvel Universe as it was in its prime. During this era, we had writers like Mark Millar and Brian Michael Bendis in charge, and it was pretty much the highlight of that whole universe of Marvel Comics. Now, this was before Jeff Loeb came in and started really shaking things up, eventually leading us to some horrid events like Ultimatum that basically broke the universe and led to its ultimate demise. Now, the first issue of Ultimate Invasion goes on sale June the 21st. If you've been paying attention to the video, you've seen some of the artwork for the upcoming project, and gosh, it really does look interesting. The Maker is a really unique villain, being an alternate version of Reed Richards, but it does appear, at least in this series, he might be standing once again with the heroes. More than likely, he has his own motivations, but it's clear he's going to side up at least for a while with the heroes of the 616, but I am wondering if we're going to see a full universe versus universe showdown with both groups of characters and what that could look like post-event. Could we be getting ready to gain a lot of new or old heroes into the mainstream Marvel Comics? We're going to have to wait and see.